Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you my to be read pile for February and March 2023. So you guys, before I head into my February-March to be read pile, my TBR pile, let me just briefly go into my TBR for December-January. I was able to get through all the books that I had planned out for myself. Um, Definitely some hits in there. I think there were just a few little misses in there. But for the most part, I enjoyed what I got around to. And as always, I have my book reviews up already on Goodreads, but filmed reviews will not pop up until like months after the fact. So yeah, let's get going with my plans, my TBR for February, March. I definitely have some good ones in here that I'm super excited about. Okay, guys, this first thing that I'm going to be showing you, this is something that I'm rather embarrassed about because I have a trilogy of books here. I'll get to them in just a second. I have a trilogy of books here that um, when let me start here. I'm trying to think how to begin this. When I first started BookTube, and I think I started back in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been a good decade at this point. Good God, have I been doing this for a decade? Oh my God, that's another discussion for another day. But when I first started doing BookTube, um, I did get a lot of emails by independent authors for a while, people ask me to read their books and review them and whatnot. And I was getting quite a few books that were being sent to me through like mail by independent authors and whatnot who didn't have publishing companies. And the thing is, after a point, it started getting a little overwhelming for me, and I just could not keep up with the amount of books that people were sending me. And a lot of times, it was books that weren't really even that good or things that I was even genuinely interested in. So after that, I stopped accepting books from authors. I just go out and get my own books now, pretty much, because I know it's going to be things that I'm going to personally enjoy. And I did. I felt bad doing that, stopping accepting things from authors because they're trying to get their work out there and recognized and whatnot. But yeah, this trilogy that I got, I feel incredibly bad about this. This author, Nancy Mador, she sent me these books, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2013, you guys. And she so very kindly offered to send me the entire trilogy for me to review. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it. And as you can see, it's the year 2023. I am just now getting to these. And I feel really bad about that, and I feel a little embarrassed about that. So I figured, I need to get to these. I still have them lying around my shelves. I really need to take the time and energy to get through them. So like I said, this is a trilogy of books by Nancy Mador, and the trilogy is called Legacy of the Watcher. So yeah, the first book here is called The Hidden Ones. Book 2 is Power of Gods, and Book 3, Masquerade. And like I said, Nancy Mador so wonderfully, very kindly sent me these books like back in 2013, if I'm not mistaken, and I honestly cannot remember what the hell they're about. So I'm going to sit and read the synopsis for you guys really quickly because I need to refresh my memory as well. An ancient legend, a forgotten people, a plot for mass murder, dear God. As CEO of her own thriving company, Nadia Adere is flush with success, but a secret society dating back to the Essences believes her to be one of the ancient jinn, a notorious demoness from Hebrew legend called Lilith. What's more, they think she's plotting a devastating attack on the world. Nadia is snatched from her perfect life and caught in a maze between a present-day disaster and legends that date back to ancient Mesopotamia. The only way out is to retrace the steps of her deceased grandmother, Helene, and unearth the secrets that were buried with her. The deeper Nadia delves into the past, the harder it becomes for her to emerge unscathed, but it's the only way to stop the impending disaster that was set in motion 5,000 years ago. Ooh. This does sound genuinely really good. I don't know why. I do, seriously, I just don't know why I never got around to this. And it's taken me this long. Like I said, I feel so bad and I feel so embarrassed that I'm just now getting around to this trilogy after, like I said, after Nancy Mador kindly sent these to me. So yeah, I'm going to get around to these and definitely get a review up for her. Hopefully I like them. You know, if I don't like them, I mean, unfortunately, you know, I have to have an honest opinion. So if I don't like them, I'm going to say I don't like them. But yeah, still, a review better than nothing, right? Next up that I plan on reading for February, March, I plan on getting to book 2 in the Cormoran Strike series by Robert Galbraith. And this second book is The Silkworm. Ooh. I loved The Cuckoo's Calling, you guys. I read Cuckoo's Calling for my TBR for December, January. I really enjoyed it. And when I did my TBR for the last one, I had mentioned that I really adore the TV series as well that's based off of these books. So yeah, what is book 2 about? When novelist Owen Quinn goes missing, his wife calls in private detective Cormoran Strike. At first, she just thinks he has gone off by himself for a few days, as he has done before, and she wants Strike to find him and bring him home. But as Strike investigates, it becomes clear that there is more to Quinn's disappearance than his wife realizes. The novelist has just completed a manuscript featuring poisonous pin portraits of almost everyone he knows. If the novel is published, it will ruin lives. So there are a lot of people who might want to silence him. And when Quinn is found brutally murdered in bizarre circumstances, it becomes a race against time to understand the motivation of a ruthless killer, a killer unlike any Strike has encountered before. Ooh, yes. Like I said, I really enjoyed the first book in this series. I can't wait to get to book 2 because it should be just as exciting. Next up, this is something I am super excited to get to. I am absolutely dying to read this book. I just have so much curiosity. I think like everybody else does. This is Spare by Prince Harry. Prince Harry has been running around all over television, doing interviews and whatnot. I've been trying to watch as many as possible. I definitely can't wait to form my own personal opinion with this book, because I think everybody has an opinion, whether it's positive, whether it's negative. So I do. I definitely want to get around. I definitely want to get around to this so I can form my own personal opinion and be better informed about certain things. You know. So yeah, like I said, I cannot wait to get to this. It's killing me. My curiosity is killing me. Prince Harry has been making me a little mad about certain things, because for a man who wants privacy, he sure is just flouting out all sorts of privacy about himself and about his family and whatnot. So it's a little hypocritical, you guys. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. But yeah, I can't wait to get to this. It should be quite thrilling, I think. Next up, this is another book that has been released here in 2023, early 2023, and this is Pandora by Susan Stokes Chapman. And I love this cover. It's such a gorgeous cover, you guys. London, 1799. Dora Blake, an aspiring jewelry artist, lives with her odious uncle atop her late parents' once famed shop of antiquities. After a mysterious Greek vase is delivered, her uncle begins to act suspiciously, keeping the vase locked in the store's basement away from prying eyes, including Dora's. Intrigued by her uncle's peculiar behavior, Dora turns to a young, ambitious antiquities scholar, Edward Lawrence, who eagerly agrees to help. Edward believes the ancient vase is the key that will unlock his academic future. Dora sees it as a chance to establish her own name. But what Edward discovers about the vase has Dora questioning everything she has believed about her life, her family, and the world as she knows it. As Dora uncovers the truth, she comes to understand that some doors are locked and some mysteries are buried for a reason, while others are closer to the surface than they appear. Ooh. So, for some reason I kind of thought, because it's called Pandora, I thought like they were going to find like Pandora's box or something. Maybe it's not Pandora's box. Maybe just using the name of Pandora. Maybe it's just more of a metaphor. Maybe. I don't know. I'll figure it out, I guess, when I read this book. Next up, I have a advanced reader's copybook here that I won a very long time ago. You guys, I won this on Goodreads a very, very freaking long time ago. And I was like, I need to get around to this book as well. And this is Golden Lion by Wilbur Smith. And you guys, when I initially signed up for this book on Goodreads, I didn't realize it was part of a series, because I think this is like book 2 or 3 or something in this series. But when I was looking on Goodreads, kind of just looking at all the different books in the series, because there's quite a number of them, it seems like the books, for the most part, are rather standalone. Like, they have some connecting tissue there, but they're a little standalone. So even though this is kind of just a random book in the series, I don't think I'll be confused, hopefully. But yeah, the plot of this sounds really good, and it sounds like a standalone. Let's see. He saw his father executed in battle. He spent his youth avenging that death, and now Henry Hal Courtney is a man with a ship and family of his own. But fate is not finished with Hal. On a voyage along the eastern shore of Africa, a powerful enemy abducts his wife, the fearless warrior Judith, and with her Hal's unborn child. For Hal, a man all too familiar with loss, there is only one way forward. He must track his nemesis across desert and ocean, through the slave markets of Zanzibar and the dangerous waters of the coast, in pursuit of the woman he loves, the child he sired, and the glorious destiny that awaits him. Ooh. So, I mean, this does, like I said, it sounds like kind of like a standalone to some extent. And just the general plot sounds very, very good and very intriguing. Yeah, a man out to go reclaim his wife and child. Yes. Hopefully no one dies. Good God. It's historical fiction. Someone's died. And you guys, I have room for at least one more book. It has to be something that's at least under like 350 to 400 pages. It needs to be somewhere under there. If it goes above that, I'm going to have to put it back in here. But yeah, I do have room for at least one more book, and I'm going to draw from my TBR jar here, you guys. And I just realized I forgot to shuffle. I forgot to shuffle this because I have newer books placed on top here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig closer to the bottom so I can avoid picking something out from the top here, because I know those will be the new books. Okay, so let's pick this one out. Is it pink? Yes, it's a pink piece of paper. What is it, you guys? The suspense always kills me. I always love this part. Ooh, yes. Where is this book? I'm sitting here and I'm trying to figure out where I put this book. It's somewhere in my room. Give me a second. Yeah, guys, I'm determined to find this book. It's somewhere. Okay, you guys, I'm a little angry how long it took me to find this book. I think I literally just spent almost about 10 minutes trying to find this book, and it was kind of staring at me the entire freaking time. I'm a little angry. So yeah, the book that I did pick from my TBR jar, you guys finally found it, is The Last Days of Night by Graham Moore. I have previously read another book by Graham Moore, The Sherlockian, and I really liked that, so I was like, I'll go pick up another book by him and see how it goes. So let's see. This is New York, 1888. Gas lamps still flicker in the city streets, but the miracle of electric light is in its infancy. The person who controls the means to turn night into day will make history and a vast fortune. A young, untested lawyer named Paul Cravath, fresh out of Columbia Law School, takes a case that seems impossible to win. Paul's client, George Westinghouse, has been sued by Thomas Edison over $1 billion question: who invented the light bulb and holds the right to power the country? The case affords Paul entry to the heady world of high society, the glittering parties in Gramercy Park mansions, and the more insidious dealings done behind closed doors. The task facing him is beyond daunting. Edison is a wildly dangerous opponent with vast resources at his disposal, private spies, newspapers in his pocket, and the backing of J.P. Morgan himself. Yet this unknown lawyer shares with his famous adversary a compulsion to win at all costs. How will he do it? In obsessive pursuit of victory, Paul crosses paths with Nikola Tesla, an eccentric, brilliant inventor who may hold the key to defeating Edison, and with Agnes Huntington, a beautiful opera singer who proves to be a flawless performer on stage and off. As Paul takes greater and greater risks, he'll find that everyone in his path is playing their own game, and no one is quite who they seem. So this is basically like the late 1800s and the race to see who's gonna like create light and power in New York and whatnot, and I guess all of the rivalries going on between some of these men like Tesla and Edison and stuff like that. Yeah, that sounds exciting. It's probably not exciting to some people, but that sounds pretty exciting to me. And you know, there was a movie that sounded pretty similar to this that had like Benedict Cumberbatch in it, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember if he was playing Tesla or Edison or somebody else, but I remember there was a movie similar to this with Benedict Cumberbatch in it. And yeah, was that movie based off of this book? I can't remember. I'm not sure. I'll have to look up for that. But yeah, this sounds pretty exciting. Okay, you guys, so that is it for my TBR. Again, pretty much all this I'm very thrilled to get to, and I can't wait to read them and write reviews, and eventually I'll get some video reviews for them up. But yeah, you guys, in the comments below, any of these books that you have read and enjoyed, or maybe you plan on reading them in the future, or maybe some of these that you have read and you're like, oh no, I did not like that. Just let me know your thoughts down below. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye, guys.